gawin natin dyan is diretso na siya dito. No, diretso na siya dyan. We will put here 0. And ito is pababa muna. Then i-connect natin pa ganun. This is for do nothing. Now they will launch nothing. So 0 ang magiging payoff. This is the final decision tree na wala pa tayong sagot, no? Ano pa lang ito, kumbaga, ni-layout pa lang natin anong magiging itsura ng decision tree natin. Hello everyone! Welcome to our next topic. So for this presentation, we will going to start our next topic regarding decision analysis. We're actually done with the previous one, all about decision theory. So for now, we will focus on decision analysis. For this presentation, what we will going to have is the decision trees with conditional probabilities. Okay, so let's start our discussion. First of all, before we start the main topic regarding the decision trees with conditional probability, let's discuss first what is decision analysis. Ano ba tong decision analysis na ito? Now, by definition, when we say decision analysis, this is a systematic way to make decisions using known probabilities. Take note sa term, guys, known probabilities. Meaning to say, the probability of occurrence ng isang bagay, state of nature, is given in this model. And secondly, this decision analysis actually provides quantitative support for the decision makers in all areas, including those engineers, analysts in planning offices and public agencies, project management consultants, manufacturing process planners, financial and economic analysts, nagagamit din nila itong decision analysis, experts supporting medical or technological diagnosis, and so on and so forth. So meaning to say, almost all industries are using this decision analysis, and we have actually the different assumptions in having this decision analysis. For the first assumption, a decision maker uses logic. Second one, a decision maker considers all available information as much as possible. Kung anong meron silang information, gagamitin nila, no? They will incorporate those informations before they provide or before they come up with their final decision. Okay, so for the third assumptions, a decision maker considers all possible information. Take note, available information is different from possible information. Later on, we will try to differentiate these two, possible information versus the available information. And if you'll notice, guys, all these assumptions are the same with decision theory. Kasi itong dalawang topics na to, they are working hand on hand. Mamaya makikita ninyo kung paano sila nagkapareho, no? Now, for this decision analysis topic, we have 3 models here. So for the first one, decision trees with conditional probabilities, decision trees with revised probabilities, and the last one is the utility theory. So if sa decision theory before, we have there 4 models, dito sa decision analysis we have 3 models, and that is the focus of this presentation, to discuss more only on the first model, which is again the decision trees with conditional probabilities. Okay, so model number 1 yon. Now, this model number 1 is the simplest form of decision analysis, and this model satisfies the following condition. For the first condition, the payoff for each alternative is known. Now, given yung payoff, and the probability of occurrence of the state of nature is also known. Kaya nga, nabanggit niya kanina, no? Okay, so let's have our example problem for this topic. So for our problem, we will be going to have here the Procter & Gamble's Tide. I hope you are all familiar with Tide, guys. Napaka gandang produkto. Sabi nga sa commercial, Tide is Tide. Okay, so we have here Alfred. He is the product manager of Tide, and he is planning to launch a new product. He can either launch Tide with Sunrocks, Tide with Downy, or not do anything at all. If he will launch Tide with Sunrocks, the company will gain $20,000 if the market is successful, or lose $18,000 if the market is a failure. If he will launch Tide with Downy, the company will gain $12,000 if the market is successful, or lose $3,000 if the market is a failure. If he will not launch anything, wala siyang gagawin, do nothing, the company will not gain anything whether the market is successful or whether if the market is failure. Now, the probability is 60% that the market is successful and 40% that the market is a failure. The figures are summarized in the next slide, and the question here is that, given those numbers, given all those data, what should Alfred launch? Should Alfred launch Tide with Sunrocks, Tide with Downy, or do nothing? No, wala siyang ila-launch na kahit anong product pa. And kung ano man yung maging decision niya, how does it affect the company? No, in terms of monetary gain or monetary loss. Okay? So that is our problem regarding the decision trees with conditional probabilities. Okay? So ito po yung payoff. Ito rin yung sinabi sa ating given na problem. Parehong-pareho lang. In-learn lang po natin ito into a table form. Okay? Next. Sabi kasi, ang topic kasi natin, no guys, ang pinaka-topic natin is decision trees with conditional probability. Now, when we say decision trees kasi, when decision trees is actually a graphical means of analyzing decision alternatives and states of nature. So that is decision tree. Ito icon niya kung paano siya maintindihan, paano siya itsura niya na visually. So, second definition, a decision tree is a graphic display of the decision process that indicates decision alternatives, states of nature, and their respective probabilities, and payoffs for each combination of decision alternatives and state of nature. Actually, guys, yung topic natin before, decision theory, pwede siyang gawan actually ng decision trees. It just so happen na hindi natin siya ginawa ng decision trees kasi ang decision trees niya is napaka-simple lang, basic lang. Anyway, kung gusto yung gawan, pwede rin naman. Ito, tuturo ko na nga yung sa presentation na to on how we should do a decision tree, na yung proper way to do those decision trees. So, decisions that lend themselves to display in a decision table also lend themselves to display in a decision tree. Kaya nga, yun nabanggit ko, no? Yung decision theory natin before, pwede natin siyang i-convert into decision tree. Yung table, no, convertible siya into tree. Now, although the use of decision table is convenient in problems having one set of decisions and one set of states of nature, tulad nung topics natin before, many problems include sequential decisions and states of nature. And if that happens na sequential na yung decision and states of nature na meron tayo sa ating problem, that is now the perfect time to use decision trees dahil that will be the time na makakatulong siya sa atin when it comes to having our final decision rather than by just relying on the table form of the givens, of the payoff, no? Yung payoff table na tinatawag natin. Lastly, when we see decision tree, this is an approach becomes appropriate when there are two or more sequential decisions, just like what I have said before in relation to the fourth bullet ba ito? Appropriate when there are two or more sequential decisions and later decisions are based on the outcome of the prior one. Kumbaga, may prerequisites, no? Kapag ganun, applicable po itong decision trees. Okay? So, decision trees used to determine optimal decisions and the schematic model of alternatives available along with their possible consequences. Now, with regards to the visual na itsura niya na visually, ito po ang mga symbols na ginagamit natin for having a decision tree. First, we have this square one. No, not necessarily yellow. Bahala kayo, anong kulay trip nyo, wala po siyang color coding. Basta square, no, decision node ang tawag natin dyan. When we say decision node, this represents a time when a decision is made. Kapag meron ka ng final decision, or kahit hindi siya final, kahit sub-final, semi-final decision, square ang lalagay natin dyan, no, para makonsider natin siya as decision node. Now, the next node na meron tayo with regards to decision trees is the circle. Okay? Now, the circle is an event node. Tinatawag din po ito, also known as the chance node, or sometimes some other textbooks or operations research professors call this as the state of nature node. Again, event node is just the same with chance node or the state of nature node. This is the node that represents a time when the outcomes occur. Kapag may outcome ka nang nakuha na hindi pa siya yung final decision, that is represented by a circle. Again, event node. For example, nag-multiply tayo, kumuha tayo ng sum product. Diba we have the sum product formula on decision theory na topic before? 18 times 20 plus the product of 10 times 5. So, yung answer doon sa mathematical equation na yun, if that is not the final answer pa, hindi pa siya yung conclusion, dahil part pa lang siya ng computation, that can be represented as circle, event node. If ever na kinumpare na natin yung mga EMV or the expected monetary value, just like what we used to have before, tapos kumuha tayo doon, maximax. No, kung ano man yung maximax value, that is the final decision. This is the final conclusion. That will now be represented by the square one. Okay, and that is the decision node. Now, the last one that we should know in having a decision tree is the triangle, or sometimes some other books and some other operations research professor use this vertical line. No, anyway, whichever of the two is okay din naman. May mga softwares kasi na ang gamit din is triangle, yung iba naman is vertical line. Same lang po yan. No, this is called terminal branch, or what we call the terminal node. This is the branch of decision tree if no nodes come out of the branch. Meaning, ito yung dulo na. No, ito yung sagad na, hindi na siya nag-branch pa pababa or pa kanan. Kasi pahalang kasi tayo pag tumingin ng decision trees. Kapag hindi na nag-branch, that is terminal branch or node. Represented by triangle or vertical line. I hope that is clear, guys. So, for now, let's have our EMV muna, or the expected monetary value. Baka magtaka kayo, no? Sir, binigay mo na yung problem, di ka pa nagsusolve. Wait lang po. No, tapusin muna natin itong EMV dahil yung decision trees, no, kung paano siya dinadrawing, ano yung content niya, and of course, yung EMV, kakailanganin natin in having our solution doon sa problem na present ko sa inyo regarding sa PNG's tide, no, sa Procter & Gamble, yung tide na product nila. Okay? So, EMV, again, this is expected monetary value, the most commonly used criterion in decision tree analysis. So, we have 5 steps of analyzing problems with a decision tree. Pinakauna, of course, we should define the problem, followed by structuring or drawing the decision tree. Kaya ko po tinakil before this slide yung mga shapes na ginagamit natin in having our decision tree, dahil that is the second step. And for the third step, we should assign probabilities to the state of nature. Fourth one, estimate natin yung payoffs for the possible combination of decision, alternatives, and states of nature. And the last one is the computation of the EMV value tuloy, no? Redundant na. Expected monetary value. Anyway, so this computation of EMV is done by working backward. Take note, guys, backward siya wino-work out. And that is by starting at the right of the tree and working back to decision nodes going to the left. Okay? Again, backward from right to left. Now, let's have our decision tree. Etong decision tree natin, pinakauna, sinusolve siya from left to right. Now, yung sinasabi ng number 5 na steps natin is yung computation ng EMV. Backward to, from right to left. I hope that is clear with you. Now, let's have our decision tree ng problem. I have here a square one. Again, when we say square, this is the decision node. No? Sir, bakit ayan agad yung pinakauna mong nilagay? Ayan po yung pinakauna kong nilagay dahil ang goal natin dito is to help Alfred, no, na product manager ng Procter & Gamble's Tide Division, na matulungan siya kung ano man ilalunch niyang product. Meaning, kung ano yung final na decision. That's why, ang pinakauna ko pong nilagay is yung square na node. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now, let's have our next na node, our node number 2, which is an event node. Okay, ano naman tong event node? Ang event node na to will actually represent this Tide with Sunrocks. Let's have my pen muna. Okay. So, ito yung number 2 na node. Tide with Sunrocks. Okay, that is the node number 2. Paano siya i-connect? No, marami dito nalilito eh. So, paano i-connect? Connect lang natin ito to the center ng square. Kunyari, straight yung pagkakasulat. Dumudulas kasi yung pen. Then, connect natin. Okay, so this is our first branch. And this is Tide with Sunrocks. Paano natin i-connect to? T na lang. T with Z. O, diba? Tide with Sunrocks. And, next, this will be followed by 2 branches. Because as you can see on our table, we have here, Tide with Sunrocks, no, first option. Okay na, nailagay na natin. And we have 2 market conditions here. The successful and the failure. And that will be the next part of our decision na 3. Now, let's have here successful. I-connect natin ito. Okay, again, this is terminal. Terminal node. Dulo na kasi siya. Kasi wala nang kasunod yung ating tawag dito, yung ating table. No? Ayun lang yung mga datang binigay. Wala nang kasunod. So, this will be the successful. Let's write it here. Okay, so if ever na ang Tide with Sunrocks is successful, dito po siya. No, ang probability, lagay natin 0.6. Tama ba ako? 0.6 yun. Ayan, 0.6. Ang formatting, guys, no, kung ano yung market condition, lagay mo katabi niya ang ating probability. Okay, now, next nyan, dito po sa gilid ay yung mga payoff. Now, we have here payoff na $20. Okay, $20 na payoff. If our Tide with Sunrocks is a failure naman, so if this is a failure, ano ang probability ng failure? 0.4. So, let's have here 0.4. And the payoff. Payoff natin, okay na tong 20, nailagay na. So, circle natin, makalit tayo malito. We have negative $18. By the way, guys, this is not positive 20 or negative $18. This is in $1,000. No, nakalagay naman dito. So, 20 means $20,000. Negative 18 means negative $18,000. I hope ko lang malito doon. Ayan, okay na ang ating first part ng decision 3 natin. For the second one, this will be now be directly connected na lang, horizontal line lang. No, and ito po ang magsi-serve as the tide with downy. Okay? So, T with D. O, di ba? Ang tamad magsulat. Guys, it is up to you, no, if you want to write the whole term or whole description ng ating option, ng ating mga choices, pwede naman, no? Depende na sa iyo. Sa akin kasi pag sinulat ko yan, bukod sa pangit yung sulat ko, wala nang space. Anyway, so balik tayo sa payoff table. As you can see, Tide with Downy, ayan yung nalagay na natin, no? Successful tsaka failure. So, 12 and negative 3. Same probability, 0.6 and 0.4. So, let's go back. We have our terminal node here. Okay. And this one. Okay. So, let's type here, successful. If ever daw na ang tied with Downey na launching is successful, we have 0.6 na probability for that. And for failure, kapag nag-fail ang tied with Downey, ang probability dyan is same doon sa with Zone Rocks, which is 0.4. Now, the payoff for tied with Downey is 12 and negative 3. So, let's write here, $12 and negative $3. Okay? So, next, let's have here our next one, do nothing. Okay, so for do nothing, as you can see, sa successful, 0 ang payoff natin. Same with the failure. 0 din ang ating payoff. So, ilalagay natin yan. Actually po, ang pinaka itsura talaga dapat niyan is ganito. No? Ito siya. Tapos ganon. This is for do nothing. And terminal. Tapos terminal. Ayan. Then successful, 0.6. Failure, 0.4. Then these are both $0. So 0. Pero, actually, ayan yung original na itsura niya when it comes to decision tree. Pero as you can see guys, 0 ito, tapos 0 ito. If we will going to multiply and compute for their EMV, this is 0 multiplied to 0.6 plus 0 multiplied to 0.4. No, one of the basic rule ng mathematics, all numbers multiplied to 0 is equals to 0. So, this branch will be nonsense. Na walang kwenta yung magiging branch na yan. Kaya, ang gagawin natin is, buburahin ko muna ito. Then, we will have the proper decision tree. So, ayan. Kasi, mali, hindi naman siya mali. No, nagiging nonsense lang kasi dahil 0 naman sila pareho. Yung success and failure. So, ano po ang magiging itsura niya is that meron tayong final dito na terminal. Ang gagawin natin dyan is diretso na siya dito. Nung diretso na siya dyan, we will put here 0. And ito is pababa muna. Then, i-connect natin pa ganun. This is for do nothing. Now, they will launch nothing. So, 0 ang magiging payoff. This is the final decision tree na wala pa tayong sagot. No? So, ano pa lang ito, kumbaga, ni-layout pa lang natin anong magiging itsura ng decision tree natin. Okay? So, next, let's have our solution. For the solution, we will go into compute, guys, for the value of, for the EMV value, redundant na naman, expected monetary value. So, EMV sub 1 will be for tied with Zone Rocks, EMV sub 2 will be for tied with Downey, and EMV sub 3 will be for do nothing. Okay? So, our solution is same lang sa ating decision theory before, sum product. Ito. So, let's write here, EMV sub 1 tied with Zone Rocks. Let's go to their payoff. So, 20 multiplied to 0.6. Let's write it here. So, 20 multiplied to 0.6 plus the value of failure, negative 18 multiplied to 0.4. So, negative 18 or 0.4 na lang multiplied to negative 18. Same lang din naman yan. This is equivalent to, let's open our calculator. So, 20 multiplied to 0.6 plus we have here 0.40 times negative 18. So, answer is 24 over 5 and that is equivalent to 4.8. So, let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. Answer here is 4.8. No, write natin, value of EMV sub 1 is 4.8. I hope guys, kapag nagsusolve ako, no, tinatry nyo rin na sabayan para magamay ninyo kung paano. So, let's write here 4.8. Okay. So, for the value of EMV sub 2, again, sum product lang po ito. Balik tayo sa ating payoff table for this problem. Where's the payoff table? Ito. No, so, tied with Downey. 12 times 0.6 plus negative 3 times 0.4. Okay, so here, 12 times 0.6 plus negative 3 times 0.4. Okay, let's go now sa ating calculator. Okay, so delete. 12 times 0.6 plus negative 3 times 0.4. Answer is 6. No, walang decimal. Eksaktong 6. Okay, so let's write here 6. This is in dollars, guys. No? Let's write here dollars. Last, for the value of EMV sub 3. By the way, no, before I forgot, itong mga values po na to, EMV sub 1, lagay natin sa decision tree natin. No, EMV, oops, wala. Ayan, EMV sub 1 is equivalent to 4.8. Saan po natin siya ilalagay? Dito po siya. No, 4.8. Kasi ang minultiply natin, saan siya nanggaling ulit? Ito, no, 0.6 times 20 plus 0.4 times negative 18. Yun, ganun siya. For the solution number 2 sa EMV sub 2, $6. Balik tayo sa decision 3. Dito po siya ilalagay. No, $6. Paano nakuha? Ulitin ko, successful multiplied to the payoff. This is payoff. That's right here, payoff. Plus failure na probability, which is 0.4 multiplied to this payoff na negative $3, and that is equivalent to 6. Okay, so let's go now sa ating EMV sub 3. As you can see, EMV sub 3 is 0 times 0.6 plus 0 times 0.4. Sige, kahit alam natin na 0 siya, isulat pa rin natin for formality. 0.6 plus 0 times 0.4. Basically, this is equivalent to $0. Pagdating sa decision 3, hindi na po siya isusulat. No, hindi na natin siya ilalagay dahil 0 na ang equivalent niya. Gusto niyo lagay dito sa 0. Yung iba ganun may mga software na ganun. Pero hindi naman siya standard na format. Now, ano yung magiging decision natin dyan? No, for the decisioning, guys, for having our decision, ang kailangan lang natin kunin is yung max na value. I hope naalala, no? Max value here, 4.6 versus 6 versus 0. Definitely, ang kukunin natin is yung $6. Ano yung $6? EMV sub 2. Ano yung EMV sub 2? Tied with Downey. Therefore, lagay natin dito. No, si Alfred daw, Alfred should launch oops, ayan, tied with Downey and expect a gain of magkano? $6. Or, again, this is in thousands. Gain of $6,000 for the company. Okay, so ganoon lang naman si decision analysis. Ang final answer natin, guys, since this is 6, let's go back to our decision 3. No, magiging 6 po ang value sa loob. And gawin natin, double natin ito. This is not standard. No, ginawa ko lang ito para i-highlight na ang ating final na solution is tied with Downey. In software kasi naka-highlight po ito. Pare-pareho ng kulay lahat ng branch, then naka-highlight yung final na branch, no, for the final answer or the final conclusion. So that's basically how decision analysis works, especially under the first model, decision trees with conditional probability. So I hope, guys, you learned something from this presentation. And I'm looking forward na sana nagustuhan ninyo yung ating presentation, na-appreciate ninyo yung value ng subject and how the proper way of constructing a decision trees is done. No, so after this presentation, we will be having our POMCOM application naman. So don't worry, ituturo ko siya sa software. Actually, ito siya, no, yung result ng decision analysis natin, decision trees with conditional probability, Proctor and Gamble's tied problem sa POMCOM. Ito po itsura niya. Ayan, so may ano na kayo, may hint na paano itsura niya. Anyway, so this ends our presentation for this topic. I hope you learned something. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week. Keep safe always. Bye-bye.